Damn, man.
Qué pena, qué vergüenza me das, Marco.
Who are we?
By now, I'm convinced that the liberals from the View are anti-American. Because every time President Trump does something to advance the America First agenda, they have a problem with it. So recently, President Trump invited Zelenskyy to the White House. Zelenskyy went and disrespected the United States of America. He disrespected the American people. He disrespected the President of the United States. So obviously, in response to that disrespect, President Trump had to react. Vice President J.D. Vance had to call out the nonsense. They had to call out the disrespect, the audacity from President Zelenskyy. But these liberals from the View, it does not matter how much you show them the truth, they will never ever see it.
Welcome back. European leaders are rallying around Ukraine President Zelenskyy after that ridiculous meeting at the White House on Friday. And it's raising it's raising concerns about the future of U.S. support. Take a look.
During the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
Well,
You're not
Mr.
in a good position.
I
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not
cards.
playing cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah, you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you
You're
think
gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You're not winning this.
I-
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone.
If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
You know, that has to be one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
I thought it was chilling, and I just want to note 62% of Americans support Ukraine. That is just a fact. So Donald Trump and
First of all, it's not a fact. You also have to say, you, the media, have been lying to the American people. You have not been telling the full truth of what has been happening in Ukraine. You just said Russia invaded Ukraine. Now we need to send the U.S. taxpayers' money to Ukraine so they can defend themselves. That's what you said. That's not the full truth.
But I want to play a clip quickly just to capture the moment.
I want to tell you and your people, you're the ally I've been hoping for all my life. Not one American has died defending Ukraine. You've taken our weapons and you've kicked their ass.
I don't know if we can ever do business with Zelenskyy again. I think most Americans saw a guy that they would not want to go in business with.
That was 2 weeks apart. And the first Lindsey Graham was right. He knows this is a sovereign nation, an ally of ours who is fighting our enemy on their soil so that we don't have to. So not a single U.S. troop ever has to fight Russia in this war.
Yeah, but at what condition? At what cost? That does not mean to keep sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. And one thing you failed to say, at the White House, President Trump literally, they said, listen, we're here for peace. Let's find a way to create peace and end this war. President Zelenskyy is not interested in peace. President Zelenskyy just wants this war to keep growing so we can keep giving billions of dollars. Europe can keep giving billions of dollars, and then he can remain in power. That's exactly what President Zelenskyy wants. That's why President Trump said, listen, when you are ready for peace, you let me know. Get out of my office, rightfully so. Russia has received assurance that Ukraine would never join NATO. And in 2019, what did President Zelenskyy do right after he got elected? He started the process for Ukraine to become a member of NATO. And that's when everything started.
I just have to have a word for Lindsey Graham, who I've known for decades, for Marco Rubio, who I've known for 30 years. Qué pena, qué vergüenza me das, Marco.
Qué pena, mi culo.
I am so embarrassed and ashamed. Yeah, you know, first of all, I think this was all staged and this was all prepared. Because the minute Zelenskyy gets off the car, Donald Trump makes an issue of how he is dressed.
Yeah.
Yes, because the White House have their own norms. They said, listen, if you're coming here, wear a suit, especially if you're coming to an official meeting. You have to wear a damn suit. Just because you are in crisis does not mean you cannot take 5 minutes to wear a suit and respect other people's norms.
It was not Zelenskyy disrespecting the Oval Office. It was Donald Trump and his minions disrespecting the Oval Office. And I think this is all a justification, them trying to find justification so they can stop supporting Ukraine.
Yes. Yeah.
And they can get support from his followers for...
No. This is the president that says, you know what, we're going to show transparency to the American people. We're gonna show the American people exactly what's happening. Let's have this meeting in front of the American people. What President Biden was doing, just hide in his basement, and then have those meetings, come out, tell the American people, oh, everything is fine, everything went well. And next thing we know, the United States sent $100 billion to Ukraine. Next thing we know, the United States sends $50 billion to Ukraine. And this war kept going for 4 years, no end results. That's what has been happening. President Trump says, you know what? I want the American people to see who President Zelenskyy really is. That's what President Trump did. And honestly, the American people got to see the real President Zelenskyy. President Trump and J.D. Vance understood that President Zelenskyy is playing a game. President Zelenskyy does not want peace. President Zelenskyy wants this war to keep going. He remains in power because right now in Ukraine, it's martial law. There's no election. Basically, we can say it is a dictatorship happening over there. They are forcing people to go to war, forcing people to fight. People are dying every day. And this man knows if there's ever an election in Ukraine, he's not going to be re-elected. So he wants this war to keep going forever. And at the same time, wants the American people to use their taxpayers' money in Ukraine. President Trump says no. Enough is enough.
It was an embarrassment. I will say I agree with you, Anna. It was pre-planned because former ambassador to the UN, Susan Nations, said on MSNBC there is no question this was a setup, that a vice president generally does not speak in those moments.
Susan Rice.
Without the Susan Rice, without the approval and of the president. So President Trump knew that J.D. Vance was...
You know what? Or maybe President Trump knows that he has a good damn vice president that he selected. Therefore, that vice president can do a very good job representing this country. This vice president can do a damn good job representing the America First agenda President Trump is fighting for. Therefore, the vice president has full green light to intervene in any meeting that he's attending. Maybe that's what happened. You guys are not used to see a vice president that is competent. That's what's happening. Because when you had VP Kamala Harris, she could not even say 2 + 2 is 4. She was the most incompetent VP we've ever seen. That's what's happening. You guys are not used to see what's happening right here, because now we have a competent VP that is trusted by the president, and you guys don't know what to do with yourself. I am loving it.
And I think it really took a turn when Zelenskyy, with his bravery and with his courage, said to J.D. Vance, have you ever been to Ukraine?
You call that bravery? You call that courage? This was so disrespectful. These liberals, man, you can never reason with these liberals.
No. So he embarrassed the bully. And what happens when you embarrass a bully? They have a tantrum and they react that way. And they do. And I'll just end with this because I know we're out of time. Leader Jeffrey's statement, he said this: President Trump and his administration continue to embarrass America on the world stage. Today's White House meeting with the president of Ukraine was appalling and will only serve to further embolden Vladimir Putin, a brutal dictator. And that is the truth. They wanted to embolden Putin, and they did.
You know, this is how you know we have a huge problem in America. When President Trump was campaigning, the liberals said if President Trump ever gets elected, he's going to start war everywhere. Now, President Trump got elected. President Trump says, listen, let's end this war today. And they have a problem with that. Can you make it make sense? President Trump said to President Zelenskyy, listen, we want peace. Let's end this war today. President Zelensky is not interested in peace, but the liberals, they are still finding a way to talk bad about President Trump. You cannot make this up.
If you support Ukraine, say it out loud. Say it out loud.
I support Ukraine.
Okay. I support Ukraine. You know?
Protesters,
what was that? What was that? If you support Ukraine, say it out loud. First of all, what does that mean if you support Ukraine? Just because you support Ukraine, does that mean you are okay for the United States to send hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine every year? Is that what that means? Does that mean for the United States to send all the military equipment to Ukraine with no end goal, with nothing defined? That's what it means when you support Ukraine. What type of nonsense are we talking about here?
Yes.
It's us. We have to be vocal. Media outlets have to be vocal. Media outlets have to call it out. Even at threat of being sued. Call out the truth. Call it out.
You guys see the hypocrisy here. You must call out the truth. Call out the truth. It doesn't matter if you get sued. Call out the truth. When President Biden left the border open for 4 years, none of them said nothing. When President Biden was sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine, none of them said nothing. When President Biden was using the DOJ to go against his political rivals, none of them said nothing. When President Biden was not even able to walk by himself, none of them said nothing. But you must call out the truth. Call out the truth. You're bumbleclad. But anyway, guys, if you're still here, thanks for watching. And leave this video a thumbs up. It's going to help me with the algorithm. And leave a comment, let me know what you think as I continue to call out the BS, the nonsense from the radical Democrats, from the radical liberals. You guys stay safe.